Hi guys, how is your stitching? I'm Tatiana, and this is my Flosstube number 27. After a week of starts, I'm completely lost. Honestly, I lost in days because every day for the last week was for me, I'm starting a new project. But I will talk more about that just in a moment. Before that, it's been a while since I made my regular Flosstube update because I made week of starts, I made week parade. So finally, it's a standard one, and I wanted to share that I went to Georgia, the country Georgia, not the state, and I had a great time there. I went there with my family for a Christmas vacation. Yeah, for a Christmas week, we had a great time. Georgia is a beautiful country. Food is delicious. Wine is delicious. So we had a great time. I got in Georgia, in Tbilisi. We were in the capital of Georgia. I've got this cute handmade, like kind of rug. I don't know. They had on a flea market in the center. They had the whole bunch of different sizes of such a rugs, from like tiny ones, that's the smallest, to the huge one. And look at that. It's such a nice example of handmade craft. I loved it. I loved it. So I will use it as my coaster on my table. Beautiful, beautiful piece of handmade, and it's cute, like with this, with this fantastic animal. Yeah. So it was a great experience there. Also, I found a sewing shop there. It's not a needlework. They don't have like traditional local needlework shop, but they do have. If you read in Georgian, they do have kind of a sewing shop, and they had the whole variety of sewing machines there, and also some little cute stuff for cross stitch. So I refilled my stash of DMC floss because usually I do it in Ukraine, but my previous time in Ukraine, I failed the mission. I don't know. I bought a lot of DMC, but when I get home back to Italy, I start to see in my in my list of the DMCs that I'm missing, and I was still missing like 15 of them, 15 colors, and I'm like, well, mission failed. Maybe it was because I was filming a shop tour while refilling my stash of DMC, so I just got distracted. So it's that shop in Georgia. I had some, I bought DMC floss, they already in use, I'm not showing that. I got scissors, and I've got, crinkles, I've got Kreinik. Two beautiful colors that I will use in future вышиванка. Especially those colors are used in stitching борщівська сорочка, борщівська embroidered shirt, вишиванка. So for future projects, I got those two beautiful colors. Yeah, trip to Georgia was really nice, really nice. Of course, the best part was seeing my family there. They also travel there. They don't live in Georgia. And I asked my parents to bring me this little box. It was a sewing box of my grandmother. She passed away, and some of her, she taught me to cross stitch. She was the one to basically teach me all the needlework crafts. She taught me how to cross stitch, how to knit. Yeah, so I have nice memories, and that was her sewing box. So my parents brought it to me, and inside it's like, I remember this box standing in her living room. That's her scissors, old little scissors. And it's so like her needles, nicely organized. her, I don't know how it's called in English. Oop. This thing. It's like I'm happy that this box is finally with me. I also found a whole bunch of like a big spool of silk floss. It's a black silk. I don't know how come she had that. Beautiful, very nice to touch fabric. It's definitely silk. I will test if it's bleaches, if it's give up colors, and if not, I may use it in Vyshyvanka. Yeah, so her little stuff here, and well, such good memories, such good long memories from many, many years ago. Yeah, so now it's in my living room, this little box of my grandmother. Before I start showing you my cross stitch, another piece of fun information. I've got a card from payment staff from Just Keep Stitching. They're sending Christmas cards every year. It's so nice. They're Flosstubers. Well, you probably know them because they're much more famous than I am. The adorable woman that I met in one of the retreats. So always happy to receive their cards in mail for Christmas. Okay. Even before we start with cross stitch, I just wanted to show off because I wanted to show it for already several weeks. I finished it. I finished my crochet purse and I'm loving it. I can't, I have no words. I already used it for a month. So I finished it right before I went to Georgia. Couple of days after my last regular Flosstube. Look at that. Look at that. It's just like I can't. It's a masterpiece. So I crocheted this part. Of course, I bought the clutch part. I attached it. It was very difficult to attach because the yarn I used, it's like not plastic. It's like very dense yarn that doesn't bend very well. So it was like manual work to get it inside, like in a shape here. But I managed to do that. Then, of course, I bought those in a shop here in Italy, and now it's my crossbody purse, and I'm enjoying it so much. I wear it every day. It's the perfect size to fit my like phone and like whatnot, keys and stuff. Guys, guys, I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud. It's wow, loving it, loving it. So that's the finish since I seen you last time. And now finally to cross stitch. Other than a fun week of starts, before that, before I got completely lost in my starting, I worked on my nature sampler, which is my year focus, year 2025 focus. I worked on this branch here. I'm stitching it on 32 count Zweigart linen, color curry, and I'm using code for DMC. 2/2, my regular go-to. So fun project that I'm aiming to finish this year. So far so good, but we're still in January, so lots of things can go wrong, but let's hope that I finish it by the end of the year. I want to do it a pillow. I already got an insert, like pillow insert to finish it. Beautiful, beautiful. Enjoying it, enjoying. Yeah. Next one is my previous focus piece that was it was so long ago that I already forgot. It was a Castle Sampler by by Teresa Wentzler. Beautiful booklet, a very old booklet that I got in America, and I got a good progress on it. Okay, I need a moment to. There are a lot of flosses, like parked flosses, because I'm stitching frames now, and frames don't fit in my hoop. So once I reach the edge of like hoop area, I leave the floss parked, so I can use it once I move on. I did this like half of the top part, almost all the top part of the border. Very happy with my progress. There was a small drawback when I so here in the middle, all the spaces between squares are equal of 3 stitches of 3 crosses, except for the middle one, which is 4 crosses. And of course, I've seen that, like, oh, it's 3 crosses. So I just went with those squares. I stitch square, stitch, stitch. And then I'm like, oh, let me double check. And I go back to chart and see that in the middle there is 4. And like I needed to restitch all those squares that I stitched past that. Well, frogging happened. Oh, frogging happened, but I restitched that because there is no way I can fudge it. No way. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm stitching it. Oh, I even know what I'm stitching it on. It's even weave Ulgana 28 count color Irish linen from DMC. Look at me. I saved the label of fabric. Enjoying it so much. Enjoying it. I can't wait to have the sample on my wall. This time got a good progress, so I'm still at the beginning of the stitch, but at least it's moving. Next one is The Country Life by Blackbird Designs. Love this piece. I enjoy stitching it so much. I'm using a mixture of Code 4 and overdyed 4 that I have in stash. I'm stitching it on Italian hand-dyed fabric champagne color. Also some part flosses. And also what I changed the alphabet, not the alphabet, but instead of alphabet, I'm stitching the saying. I want this piece to be a memory piece for memorial for my studying here in Italy. I study veterinary medicine. So here are many animals, and here will be the saying in Italian, meaning saving animals is saving the soul. That's the old saying that I've heard many years ago, and I liked it. And yeah, so this will be dedicated to my studies here in Italy for veterinary medicine. So on top, I added a row. As you can see here are only 3 rows of alphabet. I made it 4. So I will need to adjust the frame a little bit, like with these flowers, to bring them up to go around 4 lines. Loving it. It's so close to the finish. I was almost finishing it, and I was already starting the week of starts. Of course, I concentrated on my week of starts and couldn't go back to this one. But I was like, it's just few stitches left. Next time it will be finished. I'm dedicated to finish it because it's already a long time and I'm enjoying stitching this and I want it on my wall. All stars come together. So that's that. And now let's go to my week of start. So initially I planned a week of starts as having 7 starts, 7 days, 7 starts, 1 start a day. But my plans and reality never goes together. So instead of 7 starts, I will have 10 starts. I already made 9, and the start number 5, I think it was day 5, right? The Gentle Rain, I haven't started it yet because I'm waiting for fabric. Postal service, you know, takes time to arrive. So I will start with the 3 starts that I made on day 7. So on day 7, I ask you guys to vote for projects and help me pick from 52 I had to pick me the one to start. And I was expecting like one leader, the one project that would get the most votes, and I will start it. It were 3 projects. 3 projects, you guys that you voted for, they all got equal amount of votes. So I decided, well, I need to start 3 projects on the day 7. And I started them. So in the order, yesterday was excited day. I started 3 beautiful projects. Amazing. Of course, my starts are very small on them because 3 in one day is quite a lot. But I will show you anyway. So the first one was from Oak Riches, Stitched and Small. And from this booklet, there are few projects here. And from this one, I'm stitching White Cat. It's a cat. This cat. The White Cat. And here is my start. I'm not using code form. I use the same fabric that I just showed you for Blackbird. It's an Italian fabric. And I'm using classic color works for the cat. I use bamboo, and for grass I use weeping willow. And I enjoyed it so much. I was so happy to start it. I started it first, and I was like, I want to keep stitching on it, but I need to start 2 more. So like, okay, I need to stop and start another one. I think I will finish it quite fast. It's relatively small stitch, and it's just amazing. I love this cat. I love it. It's just brings so much joy and happiness stitching this cat. Okay, so this was start number 1 from the day 7. Start number 2 from day 7 was Mirabilia. It's Goddess Garden by Nora Corbett. Amazing, beautiful chart that I enjoyed so much. So again, I didn't use code form. I have this fabric that I picked up from this stash table. Beautiful over dyed even weave. It's 28 count. 28 count, and I'm stitching it 2 over 2. My dramatic start, it's just 2 less of floss, just from the angle, you know, like I started it. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to go back to it and to stitch more on this beautiful project. I'm still missing all the beads for this project. I have only DMC, but I will refill. I will buy them as I go. Beautiful, beautiful. Love it, and can't wait to stitch more on it. I'm not even telling that finishing, it's just to stitch more on it. My whip pile grow quite a bit over this week. The next one, the start number 3 on day 7 was a traditional Ukrainian Rushnyk. Rushnyk is a traditional tower that used to be used as a tower. Back in the days, it was like it had functional purpose in the household. But over the last century, of course, the purpose for this Rushnyk changed, and now we use it more like decorative pieces. So like nobody uses it for washing your hands and stuff. Like for example, here, look at that. Them several styles of Rushnyk. They can be cross-stitched as those. They can incorporate crochet as this one. And I'm stitching this style of Rushnyk, which is basically you outline the motif with chain stitch. This is a book I have, beautiful book. I'm so happy to have it. I picked up in it's a used book that I bought in Kiev when I was this summer. So the idea is that you have a motif, you outline the motif on your fabric, so you stitch around your motifs with any stitch you want. Usually it's chain stitch or stem stitch or back stitch. In my video about on Vyshyvanka Day in May, I will link it down below. I went over some of the stitches, how you can stitch them. I started the Vyshyvanka with a similar style. So I showed how you can make, it's kind of tutorial in that video at the end of this video, that video. So I started it. I started Rushnyk. I have a piece of fabric that is 3 meters long. It's Zweigart, 32 count. 32 count color, it's linen, color 101, and here's my start. So I started with the central motif. I didn't, as you can see, I didn't cut it out because it was my late evening start yesterday, and I was just afraid to make a mistakes, because if I cut it out of this big piece of fabric, if I made a mistake, I would just waste 3 meters of fabric, which is not good. So I decided to start stitching without cutting it out. And once I am like in a better mental shape, more attentive, I will cut it out, and I will do edges on this Rushnyk. So it will be 40 centimeters wide and 3 meters long. Of course, I will show you all my journey. It will be actually a little bit less than 3 meters because Rushnyk need to be, the length of Rushnyk need to be divided by 7, be able to divide it by 7. So I think it will be 2 meters 94 centimeters my Rushnyk, so it can be divided by 7. There is a whole sacral meaning on why it is so, but maybe I will tell you next time. I will tell you why. So about my start, it's like, again, I have no words. When I start stitching just outline, because you start with outline, it looked like a heart to me. I'm studying veterinary medicine, so I have an eye of all the organs, you know. It did look like a heart to me. And the idea is that you outline your motif, and then inside you do a filler stitches. There are several types of them. There are like many types of them. You can pick and choose anything you want. I choose to do these crosses that are crosses stitched 1/3. It's heavy fabric to hold. Stitched 1/3 with I don't have it round, DMC Perle size 8, and it gives this beautiful texture, beautiful appearance to fabric. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I wanted to keep stitching yesterday, but it was already late at night, so I needed to go sleep. But I'm so happy to finally start a Rushnyk, because I'm Ukrainian and I don't have a traditional Ukrainian Rushnyk at home. Shame on me, shame on me. So this is the first one. Of course, I will hope in nearest future I will do more on it, and I will show you through my journey. Maybe I will do a separate video about Rushnyk when I have a little bit more progress, so you like have a better idea of what I mean by traditional Ukrainian Rushnyks. Loving it. I'm loving it. The color number is 321. It's a DMC color. So it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I can't wait to proceed with this. Okay. So those were starts that you haven't seen. And then I will just briefly show you through my starts over the week, but all of them you already have seen. If you followed this week of starts, I already showed everything of this. I will just quickly show you, so I have like official point that, yeah, here is my start. And that's it for today. So here is my start for Julie Godefroid. I'm starting this big sampler, and this actually will be my next focus piece till the next Flosstube, because I had just a little modest start in the middle. I'm stitching it on Zweigart Belfast linen. 3609 is the color. It's a printed fabric from Zweigart. I enjoyed the stitching a lot. I'm using my over-dyed floss from my stash. It's not called for. I like the stitching and I want to do some more before I put it away as a start. Yeah, so that's my focus piece till the next time. Then there was few smalls. One of them is Hatynka. It's a traditional Ukrainian cottage, a small kit from Ukrainian company. And here's my start on it. Here's my cute start. It will be a quick finish, because after 10 more starts, I need some finishes to bring my WIP pile number a little bit to reasonable amount. Another small that I start was from Mill Hill. It was a bonus start. Wendy's cat from Mill Hill, and here's my progress. You already seen it. Just one more time showing here. And another small, so it was nice that there was several small projects over the week. And the next one, by the way, all the smalls I keep in this little cute like cosmetic pouch my mom gifted to me. Very convenient for my stitching. And here is Thankwool. It's a free chart from Stone Street Stitchworks. It will be Thanksgiving decoration. Beautiful. Then what else? I started also Dimension catch of the day. I have just a booklet. It's not a kit. Surprise, Dimensions also have just booklets, not kits. And so here's my start on cats. I started on the middle cat and some water. Yeah. Here is it was start number 2 probably. And another start was Rose Garden from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine that I have already for a while. And I have a little modest start on it as well. Here's my start. Yay! So if you're interested in more details on those projects, you're welcome to check out my week of starts. During the week, I have small videos about each project where I talked about it in details. If you're interested, you can go back to my fantastic week of starts. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Saturday. Bye, happy stitching.